Hello there, and welcome to Her Money Mindset, the podcast where we talk about all things money, mindset, and how our relationship with finances shapes our lives. I'm Courtney Schweinler, and I am so excited to have you here. This podcast is for women, couples, or anyone who wants to take control of their financial futures, transform the way they think about money, and finally break free from any limiting beliefs or fears surrounding your finances. Whether you're just starting out on your money journey, looking to build wealth, or want to get clear on your financial goals, this show is for you. Here on Her Money Mindset, we're diving deep into topics like budgeting, saving, investing, and everything in between. But we're not just talking numbers and strategies. We're digging into the real reasons why so many of us struggle with money in the first place. Our mindset around money plays a huge role in how we handle it, and it's about time we got real with it. I'll be sharing tips and tools to help you feel more confident in your financial decisions, but we'll also be exploring how your personal history, upbringing, and past experiences with money can influence how you manage it today. It's time to heal that relationship with money and make it work for you. So, if you're ready to shift your mindset, build the life you deserve, and start making money work for you, then you're in the right place. I cannot wait to take this journey with you. If you need some tools to get you started, you can find my budgeting templates, including a mortgage payoff calculator, a referral code for my favorite high-yield savings account and investing app, SoFi and Acorns, respectively, and my budgeting challenges, where you'll get actionable tips, tricks, advice, and challenges to transform your money mindset and set up a budget that works. Okay, let's dive into today's episode, which is if you want your budget to work, you need a good routine. You might be listening to this podcast and wondering what a good routine has to do with being able to have your budget work. So often, people have a good budget in place. The numbers add up, your income is good, the expenses and bills all make sense on paper, but every single month, your money just seems to disappear. Why? Three main reasons: your mindset, your discipline, and your routine. So let's talk first about money mindset. If you've listened to my first two episodes, you know 100% that I believe money mindset is the foundation to true money transformation. If you have a poor money mindset, everything bad always happens to you. You suck at being an adult, you suck at managing money. Anytime you save up money, something happens, etc., etc., etc. Your money is going to continue to go out the window. Why? Because your brain believes what you say as truth. And we'll dive even deeper into this in a future episode. And then we'll talk about the next key issue. The next key issue with finances is often your discipline. You know what you need to do, but you just don't do it. Why does this happen? You haven't put in place the proper money mindset. You haven't put in place proper goals, and your reason, your why, is not strong enough to motivate you. Habits are hard to break, which is why they're called habits. Building up discipline helps you reframe these negative habits into positive ones that actually benefit you in the long term. Everybody craves instant gratification. Yes, even me. But what are you going to do when it comes time to pay a big unexpected expense and you don't have the finances to cover it? When it's time to retire when you turn 65, but you can't because you don't have the funds you need to not work? Then what about when your friend is getting married, but you haven't saved enough to be able to go? This is where your discipline comes in. You know that you need to save, and you know why you want to, so just do it. Just like money mindset, we'll continue to dive deeper into this topic in future episodes, so keep following along. Now let's discuss the main topic of today's episode, which is how having a good routine will help you stick to your good budget. As humans, we want convenience. We want things simple, we want them easy, we want them quick, and you know what's usually not simple, easy, and quick? Making dinner for your family, grocery shopping, planning out your meals. And what do we tend to do when something isn't convenient for us? We avoid it, and we find something that's easier. So you spent time planning out your meals, you spent time grocery shopping, and might I also add, you spent your hard-earned money on groceries, but when it actually comes time to make dinner, you become too overwhelmed because dad has school that night. your middle schooler has basketball practice, or you had to work late. So now you have a ton of things that you need to get done in a short amount of time before you and the kids go to bed. So what's the easiest thing to get rid of in that situation? Making dinner. So even though you already spent your hard-earned time planning the meals, you spent your time grocery shopping, and you spent your money. You spent your money that you worked for on groceries, yet you're going to skip making dinner because that's the easiest thing to take out of the equation. So you're going to send your partner down the street to McDonald's. You're going to order Uber Eats, or you're going to get a pizza delivered. And just like that, because you did not have a good routine in place for your busy schedule, you've gone outside of your good budget. So I've said all that to say that more often than not, you know what your usual schedule is with you and your family. So for example, with my family, my husband, he goes to trade school on Monday and Wednesday nights. So that's from 6 to 9 p.m. He also works all day on Monday and Wednesday. So I know already ahead of time that I'm going to have my toddler and my baby. I have a 2.5-year-old and a 7-month-old. I'm going to have the two of them by myself, which, yes, that makes it harder to cook dinner. So instead of not planning for it and acting surprised and just buying food out because it's easier, what I'll usually do is I'll make a bigger dinner on Sunday and Tuesday nights. That way we can just warm up those leftovers on Monday and Wednesday nights. That being said, I also know myself enough to know that I don't just want to have to make dinner 7 nights a week. I don't want to do that. My husband doesn't enjoy cooking. He doesn't want to do that either. And I prefer being the one to cook just in general. So, how do we get around that? With a proper routine and planning. You are going to hear me say the word planning, planned, or plan a million times in this episode because this is so important to having a good routine and being able to use that routine to stick to your budget. So, we plan for our Monday and Wednesday nights, and then I plan to cook at least 3 times a week when my husband is home and he can entertain the kids while I can cook in peace. So that gives us 2 nights where I'm not cooking and we aren't eating leftovers. So depending on our schedule, we either planned, emphasis on planned, that we were going to eat out. So that means that we had eating out money in our budget that we planned on using for that night. Or we'll just throw a frozen pizza or a frozen meal in the oven. And sometimes we're very blessed. My mom lives down the street and she'll usually make dinner for everyone. I would say probably 1 or 2 times a week. And we'll go over there for some family time and the kids can see their grandparents. So trust me, I understand and I know that you're busy. Trust me, I understand. I get it. I work full time. My husband works full time. He goes to school 2 nights a week. We work opposite schedules right now, so I have the kids on my own Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. He has the kids on his own on Saturday and Sunday, and things are just busy. If you've watched my other episodes, you know my older boy has special needs and he has a lot of therapies and medical appointments that we go to that we have to schedule. I get it. We're all busy. And yes, it is true that even some people are busier than other people. Some of you live by yourself, but you have very strong work commitments. You have strong commitments with your friends, etc. Some of you live with your partner. Some of you have 3 kids. Some of you have 7 kids. Some of you are single parents, etc., etc. Just do what works for you that aligns with your budget. So start learning and recognizing what your schedule is each week and create a routine and systems to benefit you. So if you already know that you're going to work late on Thursday and then you have to take your toddler to a doctor's appointment, make a crock pot meal that morning. Or have that night be your leftover night, your frozen pizza night, or your planned eating out night. Now, I want to be really clear that we're not trying to avoid eating out or spending money. We're trying to avoid unplanned eating out and unplanned spending money. There's absolutely no problem with eating out as long as this aligns with the good budget that you've put in place. And this won't set you back from your future goals. So this aspect is where you need to do honest self-reflection and you need to look at your unique financial situation. There are some of you that will be listening to this podcast that truly you do not have the extra income right now to spend on going out to eat once a week, even if it's just McDonald's. Some of you do, but you understand that you don't have a good savings built up. You understand that you have a goal to get a debt paid off in a certain amount of time. So maybe you're going to skip eating out as often as you used to. And there are some of you listening that you absolutely have the income and cash flow. You guys are in a really good place. You've got a savings built up. You've got no debts, or you've got very minimal debts that you have the cash flow to be able to pay extra towards those. And you have the cash flow to be able to eat out once or twice a week if you want to. That's where you need to sit down. You need to look at the budget that you have. You need to look at the income you have, and you need to look at the expenses you have and figure out where this works for you. What's your best option when you're doing this? And if you can't eat out, that's okay. Get a frozen pizza. Get a frozen Stouffer's meal. Those things are delicious, you guys. There's no shame in that. There's nothing wrong with that. My husband and I, on our finance journey, we used to eat out all the time. That was like our thing. We went to Chili's. Honestly, Chili's was where we went. That's my favorite place to go eat. But we decided that we were going to cut back on that because, yes, it is enjoyable, but we were spending $75 to $100 just for the two of us. And we would go probably at least 2 times a month. But as we looked at our unique budget goals, our unique financial situation, the goals that we have for our long term, we decided that we just weren't going to go out to eat that much. And if we do, it's usually going to be from a quick, local, easy place that's not going to cost us as much money. So when you combine your money mindset, your discipline, and a routine based around your schedule for the week, you will see improved financial success. So give this a try over the next couple of weeks, and please, please, please leave a review on this podcast and let me know if you found this episode helpful. And as a reminder, you can find the links to my budgeting tools from the link in any of my socials, which is Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and now YouTube. I just started a YouTube channel, so go subscribe and check that out. I have different tools for your different financial needs. So if you're struggling with your money mindset, I have a 10-day money mindset challenge designed to give you the tools to transform your mindset. If you need a budgeting template, you can find the one that I use in the link in my bio as well. If you have a budget already, but you just can't figure out how to set yourself up for success, increase your income, or decrease your expenses, go check out my 2-week budget bootcamp. This is designed to show you where you're overspending, and I even give you a 1-month finance audit spreadsheet to fill out with this 2-week budget bootcamp. And this is also designed to save you money. So I give you a bunch of tips and challenges that you actually complete before you even set up your new budget. So I absolutely do recommend this one. I worked really hard on this, and I truly believe that this will give you some success because I used it myself. Now remember, you also need a good mindset. So keep listening to this podcast, and if you want to, go check out that money mindset challenge that I was talking about. I also have links for my favorite high yield savings account, which is SoFi, and my favorite app for investing, which is Acorns. So I don't get paid to tell you guys about SoFi and Acorns, but I do have a referral code where if you guys sign up through my link, you guys get a bonus and I get a bonus. So it's a win-win situation. But either way, you do need a high yield savings account, and you definitely should start on investing. So do your research, pick a high yield savings account that you love. If you find SoFi and you decide that that's the one you want to go with, use my link. You get a bonus. And Acorns, I love it. What it does is it rounds up your spare change and it invests it for you. So for example, if you spend, let's say, $10.80 on eating out, it's going to take that 20 cents and it's going to automatically invest it for you. This is a streamlined and automatic investing system that I love. We have over $500 invested so far, and we just started in November. This is a great way to get your foot into the door with investing, and it's automated. And they also have another tier where if you want to pick your own investments, you can. So I definitely do recommend this. And if you decide that you do want to go with Acorns, again, use the link in my bio. You get a bonus. Why would you not? Okay. So if you guys enjoyed this episode, please do leave a review because that helps push out my podcast to more people. And go check out my socials. You can find me Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. It's all going to be under my name, which is Courtney Schweinler. And I'll have that name in the show notes so that way you guys can easily go look at it and type it into your socials. So come back next Tuesday for the next episode drop. And thanks for listening. I'll see you guys next time.